Restoring Illinois to greatness. This is Illinois Rising, presented by the Illinois Opportunity Project and hosted by AM 560's Dan Proft.
Dan back with Pat on this edition of Rising in down Metro East Way, St. Clair County. They had a little Democrat rally, a little GOTV rally. Got to get the troops out for the Democrats' slate from governor on down. Here's how that went.
We got a great candidate for governor, J.B. Pritzker. He's going to win. He's going to win big. But he won't win if we do not get out and vote. We need to early vote. Like I say, we can play East St. Louis rules, vote off and vote early, vote off, and whatever you can get away with. I shouldn't say that, but I really don't care.
I didn't take it as a punchline that he really doesn't care, whatever you can get away with. And, I mean, that should be the motto on our license plates with the political culture here. East St. Louis, which, of course, is Chicago Democrat control, sort of a mini west or south side of Chicago. Generations of the same policies destroying that community as well. So, talking about vote early, vote often, like East St. Louis, well, that's you guys. That's you guys at this rally. But there's no question that there's energy there down that way. Mike Bost, another incumbent Republican member of Congress, like Roscom and Hultgren up here in Chicago Metro. We're in very competitive races this cycle, and the Democrats are motivated. And the question is, in areas that went for Trump, went for Romney, go for Republicans at the national level, and have gone, obviously, for Mike Bost at the regional level for Congress, with the prospects of House and Senate Republican pickups in that region of the state.
So a couple things. First of all, this is why you don't put guilty people on the witness stand, because the truth has a tendency to leak out, right? So that's what this guy, he's talking in a way that he talks normally, and then it leaked out, right? So this is, and then of course, if someone thinks there should be a voter ID law, it's because they're racist, right?
Right.
So that's the whole play with respect to this. I mean, we obviously know this has gone on since the beginning of time.
Fraud is fiction, even when you see evidence of people actively promoting it. Okay,
and it's hard to tell exactly how this is going to play out. I mean, the sense that I get sitting here today is that Republicans are in a little bit of trouble nationwide, and that could turn around just because the economy is so good nationwide, and so there's still that possibility. But we have a very top of the ticket in Governor Rauner, who at least right now is struggling. And
you think 27% of the vote for the incumbent governor is struggling?
He's struggling, and Erica Harold, who's supposed to be a wonderful person, you and I both know her, and a good candidate. She's also struggling. So the idea that there's some forecasting that shows that it could be bad everywhere, including in these strongholds. Now, my hope is that that's not going to be the case, that over the next however many days, things change and it goes from there. But sitting here right now, it's hard to deny that we're behind.
Well, it's interesting, too, because you're right. There's a good piece by Bobby Jindal in the Wall Street Journal this week about how Democrats need to make the election nationally about these kind of cultural touchstones that Republicans handle so badly so often. Because they can't make it about economic self-interest, because if it's a referendum on economic self-interest and the performance of the economy and people's household incomes, as middle-income families, the median is now over $61,000, real wage growth happening, well, then Democrats lose. Here, you think we'd be able to do one or both. You think we'd have both options at our disposal this week. The Winright Corporation in Elk Grove announcing $26 million they're investing into a new facility in Hobart, Indiana, while shuttering 2 facilities in Illinois. But the problem we have is Republican governor, and that's part of the referendum. That's part of how people perceive who's responsible for the state languishing and for their homes being taken through excessive property taxation, as we were talking about earlier in the show with Peter Breen. And so it really muddles it. And then if you don't make it about something local, an issue that's really economic self-interest and sort of quality of life interest, like your property taxes and the impact on home values and home equity and wealth creation and savings and future in the state, all those things wrapped up into your home, then it becomes a referendum on Ronner or Trump or just the political class generally speaking, and it puts a lot of suburban Republican incumbents in trouble.
Yeah, and I think that's why at least the ones that I talk to are not running. I'm not going to say they're running away from those things, but they're running aside them. I'm an independent person. I'm supporting myself independently. I'm not with any particular politician, because it's really, given the environment you just laid out, the best way forward for them to win their particular race. I think that's the only solution for those folks going forward, and that's why I think that you'll see that messaging from them.